says Valor Fights 25 go for gold. Yes, that is not, the graphics are correct for this next bout. Our great staff did not mess up the graphics. That is true. Jeremy Philpot with a 25-31 record. Fights out of Middlesboro, Kentucky. You'd think he'd be older with that kind of record.
Wow.
Taking on Cameron Cornett, who is no slouch in experience either. He's 5-1 out of Newport, Tennessee. All right, for our official fighter introductions, let's go to the cage. Cody Gwynn.
Wow.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to start your first of 4 championship fights here tonight at Valor Fights 25 Go for Gold. Your next fight brought to you by Fighting for Autism. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are here tonight and have yet to visit their booth, right back there, front of our entrance stage, go right back there. Please check them out, fighting for a great cause. And they're here with Valor Fights, Fighting for Autism. Be sure to visit their booth before you leave tonight. And this fight is for the Apex Lightweight Championship at 155 pounds. Please welcome the cage at this time, fighting out of the Hogs red corner, the challenger, Jeremy Philpot.
Jeremy Philpot with that unbelievable record of 25-31 out of the Third Degree MMA camp in Middlesboro, Kentucky. 27-year-old has all of those fights, 56 fights.
56.
5'11". To recap every single one of those fights, here's Adam Townsend. No, I'm just kidding.
Win, loss, loss, win, 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 loss, loss, win, loss.
We don't have that kind of time
No,
for that.
Man, Jeremy Philpot, he was on a card when I debuted in 2009, and his record then was like, he had like 30 fights in 2009. I mean, the kid's been, all over, fighting all over Kentucky, a lot of fights. Kid brings it. I'm pretty excited. I know him personally. I saw him here when we got here, and he said, hey, I hadn't seen you since we were fighting up in Lexington. And, I mean, I'm excited to see him.
It's pretty awesome.
Almost 60 fights in 8 years.
Well, what's crazy to me, and I mean, I don't know the guy personally. I'm not saying anything derogatory to him by any means, but at this point in time, why not go pro?
Exactly.
And get paid for this, right? I mean, whether you're winning, whether you're losing, why not go ahead and make that step, go pro, and get paid for coming down here and doing these
Regardless
things?
of your record, you've had 60 amateur fights.
Yeah.
You've seen everything the amateur circuit has to offer.
Right. Yeah.
You need to go on. And Jeremy, like I said, I know him personally. He's got a problem with working hard. And training with the right people, like me and Adam were saying earlier. Training and training for a fight is 2 completely different things. And Jeremy just needs to be pushed. He's a good fighter.
Well, in his corner will be Ben Rowland, who we saw earlier in the evening get a first-round win in a heavyweight bout, but he is in the corner of Jeremy Philpot. Philpot return is a current return of the Warriors champion. And you mentioned he fought in Kentucky. Who's who of guys in Kentucky? So maybe doing a lot more here in the state of Tennessee. In fact, he is just now recently making his move from Kentucky to Tennessee. A lot of his early experience was in Kentucky. All right, back to the cage and Cody Gwynn.
Now, please welcome his opponent, the champion, fighting out of the OEB blue corner, Cameron Cornett.
Cameron Cornett heads to the cage at 5-1, fighting out of the Newport Combat Club, Newport, Tennessee. The 21-year-old at 5'10", and he is trained by Trevor Wilds, who won the title. He won the title at Apex 6 in a unanimous decision over Darius Reynolds. Remember that was a very entertaining bout. Has a mean streak to him, very aggressive. Was going to fight at Apex 7, but his opponent left the venue before the event started.
I think I just talked about that.
Moving on. Jeremy Philpot certainly has a lot of experience, but we've seen Cameron Cornett in Apex Fight 6, Apex Fights 5. He's the champion, is Cameron Cornett, in the Apex lightweight division at 155. Had wins over Sam Garrison at Apex Fights 5, beat Raymond Stroll at Valor Fights 1920. As we take a look at the tail of the tape, you see, again, that is not a graphic error. That is correct.
Wow.
25-31, the record of Philpot. And Cameron Cornett not too shabby at 5-1. 6 years older is Philpot of Cornett, and 1 inch height advantage for Philpot.
But you give him the experience too.
Yeah.
I definitely think that Cornett has experience right here. This fight.
Yeah. If it's experience for age, it's a little bit different. But goodness,
That cut that you see Trevor Wild right there in the background. Look at that big cut under his left eye there.
yeah, and that's the one that kept him out of that fight that we were just talking about. Cameron Cornett mentioned he is 5-1, and he is the champion, defending his title here tonight at Apex. He's an Apex champion and defending his title here at Valor Fights 25. He defeated Darius Reynolds and at Apex Fight 6, and that was a tremendous unanimous decision win for him. Also wins over Larry Woodby and Bader Fatani back in 2014. Gabe Robinson, the lone loss for Cameron Robinson, and that for Cameron Cornett. So the Gabe Robinson loss is at Valor Fights 13. The rear naked choke in the second round. Cameron Cornett versus Jeremy Philpot, with all of that experience, over 60 bouts in our first of 4 title bouts on the Valor Fights 25 card. Go for gold. All right, both fighters are in the cage. For official introductions, back to the cage and Cody Gwynn.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first of 4 championship fights tonight, and this will be for the Apex Lightweight Championship, brought to you by Fighting for Autism. When the action begins, your referee in charge of this bout is Jimmy Neely. Introducing first, fighting out of the Hogs red corner, the challenger. He has a record 25 wins with 31 defeats. He weighed in 151 pounds, fighting in a third-degree MMA in Middlesboro, Kentucky, Jeremy Philpot! Standing across the cage tonight, fighting out of the OEB blue corner with a record of 5 wins with only 1 defeat. He weighed in 156 pounds, fighting in the Newport Combat Club in Newport, Tennessee, your reigning, defending Apex Lightweight Champion, Cameron Cornett!
Jimmy Neely, our referee for this bout, presented by Fighting for Autism. It's a 155-pound championship bout for the Apex lightweight title. The champion, Cameron Cornett, in the black and white trunks against the challenger, Jeremy Philpot, in the blue-black tap-out trunks. And almost 56 fights in his career, Philpot, and the 27-year-old touches gloves with the 21-year-old champion Cornett, and we are underway. 3 3-minute rounds.
Surprisingly, Philpot looks very relaxed out there.
Keep going.
With his 60 total fights here. Good kick there from Philpot.
Cornett looks like he might have a size advantage.
Yeah. Well, he weighed in a little 3 or 4 pounds heavier as well.
Okay.
Yep.
Put the knee to that next time.
They both made weight, but it's just, Philpot weighed in about 51, I believe.
Yes.
That's what he walks at, I think.
Philpot at 151, Cornett at 156.
Good kick. Another good kick. Let's see if he can defend a takedown. A beautiful shot there coming from Cameron Cornett. And straight into, almost into side control. Now he's back into his guard.
Champion on top. Jeremy has...
Get his head out there. There he goes.
Yep.
One thing a lot of fighters do, too, that makes this a big mistake is having your arms on the mat. Your arms should always be on your opponent or on their biceps or just controlling them in somehow. Having your arms under them is not doing anything for you, but allowing them to get overhooks and underhooks and set up arm bars, triangles, kimuras, guillotines. It goes on and on.
What should Philpot try to do here from the bottom, Sawyer?
I would use the cage and try to stand up. I mean, when I'm that close, he's obviously losing. He's bottom position.
He's looking for butterfly hooks right here to try to elevate there of Cameron Cornett.
Trying to get some separation, but has not been able to as of yet. So the champion on top and in control in this first round.
Stand up. Get up off the couch. Stand up. Up. Stand up.
Now the corner of Philpot telling him to stand up.
Stand up. There you go.
He's trying.
Control.
Cornett stuffed one of those stand-up attempts.
Oh, he's got his head in there.
Is that a head crank?
That's pretty deep in there.
Neck crank.
If he would swim in like, there we go. That's what he needs to do.
stuck
Wrap
his head
that right
right in
leg,
there.
wrap that right leg over top there.
It's really bad
extend.
for Jeremy Philpot right here.
Yeah.
Jimmy Neely is not in a position to really see it.
Maybe.
He's tapping, he's
tapping.
tapping with a reverse tap.
The champion
Yeah,
wins.
the backhand that one.
Yeah.
Cameron Cornett holds on to his Apex lightweight title with a first-round win over Jeremy Philpot. Wow.
Nice guillotine set up there, and way to keep it. You know, sit there and talk about how he needed to switch to his butt and wrap that right leg around the back and really extend and squeeze. Done just that and got the tap.
And feather in his hat, I mean, he beat someone with almost 65.
Yeah, it's
that's hard to do, I mean, when you're that comfortable in there.
One of my teammates fought a guy. Here goes the choke right here. And like I said, he swam in there, made it a little bit tighter. You can see the more pressure on the neck now. Watch him wrap the leg over and really extend that hand up there. And there it goes. There's the choke. And in Philpot's defense, he you know, front roll would be the thing to do to get out of that at this point. And the cage was blocking his back, so he couldn't do that.
Yeah, kind of trapped there.
Yeah, he was.
So the champion in our first of 4 title defenses holds on to his belt. Back to the cage, our official announcement of our decision. Cody Gwynn.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jimmy Neely has called a stop to this fight. 2 minutes and 11 seconds into the first round. Your winner by guillotine choke, submission, and still Apex Lightweight Champion, Cameron Cornett.
First round submission win for the champ, who holds on to his belt. Cameron Cornett moves his record to 6-1, a win for the Newport, Tennessee resident out of that Newport Combat Club camp. And Jeremy Philpot, as I go to my calculator to help me out here, 25-32 is his career record. He'll get to that 60 mark, no doubt. He was game tonight, but the champ is Cameron Cornett. It's the way he came in, and he will leave as the champion.